Welcome to Where Are They Now, the new CUNY Startups podcast where we sit down with alumni from our startup programs and discuss their experiences, delving into their journeys, aspirations, and the unique experiences that the CUNY Startups programs have offered them. Not just to recount success stories, but also to unravel the challenges, the lessons learned, and the moments that define their entrepreneurial path. All right, so Shaina, welcome to Where Are They Now? So can you just give me a little brief background on your upbringing and how you started in the startup world and where you are now, basically?
Oh, hi, Ethan. Thank you for having me. About the upbringing, now that's an interesting question. I was born and raised in Ukraine, and I came to the US in 2012 and started my college degree in 2016. And it was like far away from what I'm doing right now. My undergrad was at CUNY, CUNY City Tech, and it was biomedical informatics. In my fourth year of education, third year, I was looking for the internship opportunities. And I was asking every department within my college who can offer, some serious research. And that was physics. That was physics department. So I joined Professor Kalmakov's team. He is my co-founder. And during the summer, we did wonderful research working together as a team with him. And I think it was Department of Energy or Department of Defense sponsored. Mm-hmm. And that changed my life, that research at CUNY. In the end of this research, we were thinking about hey, maybe there are some commercialization opportunities. So I was an entrepreneurial force behind it. My co-founder, he is super, super technical guy, and he is the CTO. And I'm the entrepreneurial force behind it. So I'm the CEO. We went through regional, then national I-Core accelerator, and also MIT Engine Accelerator. I would like to emphasize that one of the most important steps on our journey was actually joining CUNY Startup Accelerator. That was the place where we found our advisors. We are super, super grateful to the CUNY Startup Accelerator and to Remy because he introduced us to our advisors, and they helped us a lot, especially in the very beginning, because when we just started, we had no idea how to put up a really good, pitch deck together. Or when we started talking about our tech, our science, we needed to talk, more about commercialization and business, not about your favorite science behind it. So they were the people who really, really helped us. And right now, I'm a PhD student also with a graduate center, and I'm teaching at my city tech, but I'm teaching physics. So as you can see, one summer research with physics turned my life, and I want to pursue a PhD in physics. And I always teach my students, if they want to explore entrepreneurship in general, they should start with CUNY Startup Accelerator. That would be the best place.
There's lots to unpack there. That's a really amazing story. That's really cool. So you went to college for something else. You said biomedicine.
Yeah.
Wow. And then you pivoted.
Absolutely. That's what you do when you have a startup.
Mm-hmm. Wow. So that is so interesting. So what do you think your biggest struggles were making that pivot and becoming a CEO? That's really cool.
Well, you have to make choices. I wanted to pursue my scientific career further, and I wanted to have a startup. So you have to pace yourself. You have to understand how much time you have and how you're planning to spend it. Because having a startup and pursuing your academia research path, it's like two full-time jobs. And I was lucky because when I pivoted to physics, right now, my area of expertise, my area of research, and my thesis on which I'm working, it is all connected to the tech of my startup. Mm-hmm. So that's actually a good thing because it amplifies everything. So when I'm talking to the investors, if I just say hey, I'm also, working on my PhD, they would first they would ask you, like, is your PhD connected to your tech? And if it's not, then that's a problem. But if it is connected, it shows like a bunch of things. Like, you're vested, you are not going to leave. Sometimes even co-founders leave because they are not so deeply involved. But if that's your thesis, there is no way for you to leave. Mm-hmm. And it shows you, the third thing, it shows them, that you're knowledgeable. So I would say it's a win-win situation.
For sure. It must be a lot to balance, though, into the school and business.
Yeah.
So have you noticed any differences between securing government funding or compared to like angel investors per se? Like, what do you think are the ins and outs of that? How did that differ, like switching between that? Did you start with angel investors, or was it always like, are we going to jump in for government funding?
It was both. I mean, that really, really depends on what type of the technology you are working on. So if you're a deep tech, and we are a deep tech, so I'm pursuing physics PhD, photonics track, and the tech itself is the device that connects quantum computers in a network. And that's like super, super technical, super, super deep tech engineering stuff. But if you have B2C or maybe some other, or like some services, this is a different type of business. That would be like absolutely different path. For us as a deep tech, we were governmentally supported from the very beginning. And at some point of our journey, we felt that we needed a private investment. Mm-hmm. So I would say it goes hand in hand, but having governmental support is very, very important, especially in the situation, when markets has its ups and downs, and, governmental funding is slow, but sure.
For sure. Yeah, definitely nice to have that consistency. And so what do you think your biggest lessons are going from a scientist to an entrepreneur and basically a CEO? So there must have been a big learning curve, like taking it from the bottom to the top like that. What do you think your biggest takeaways or lessons were?
Oh boy, that's two different types of worlds and two different types of communications. When you're talking to the scientists and when you're talking to everyone else, literally everyone else. So when you're talking to the investors, but even to the potential customers, you have to start like super, super easy. And that was a tremendous experience to learn how to express very complex ideas in the simple words and the simple terms, so that a smart seventh grader, but still a seventh grader could understand. And that was actually like, the test for us. Later in our journey, we went through the Techstars Startup Accelerator. That's one of the nation's and probably world's best. And that helped to clarify the message a lot too. Mm-hmm. Everything started with CUNY Startup Accelerator. Sure.
Yeah, I could definitely see some difficulty coming from such an educational background, trying to explain such a complicated mechanism or research type of thing to a group of investors who aren't very privy to scientific terms and that type of jargon. So I could definitely see that being a struggle to get through.
Yeah.
And so how important do you think that that partnership that you cemented at the beginning was to your career that basically kickstarted the whole thing? Like, was it surrounding yourself with the right people? Do you really think that made a difference?
Yes, absolutely. I would say if you want to pursue academia and entrepreneurial path together, you would be better off finding right people, because right now, I mean, I have to finish my PhD and I have to perform duties as a CEO. And that's only up to my co-founder that, who can save the day for me. And I'm like, okay, so today I can take any calls. I'm working on this article. Please, could you please, go on the calls instead of me? And he will do that. And vice versa. So we are covering each other's backs. And I would say the best decision you can make in business is to find the right co-founders.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that's all. This has been great, Shaina. Thank you so much. I feel like I've learned so much about the scientific entrepreneurship that you've really just subjected your whole career to. It's really interesting and really inspiring. I'm really impressed with what you've done. So thank you so much for giving me your time and letting me pick your brain like this. I really appreciate it. And good luck with your ventures in the future.
Thank you so much. Thank you.